Now, in its 11th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey, hey everybody, live from Harlem in New York City. Yes, guess what? It's the Ramble with me, and I'm Alex Bennett. There she is. There. Wait, look who's there. Lori Thompson, just like it says under her picture.
Oh, yeah. See, I come with a slate.
Yep.
That's how, yeah.
Yeah.
I've arrived.
How you doing, kiddo?
I'm doing great. Life is really good.
Are you getting healthier and healthier?
Healthier. My eating habits would put, Adele Davis to shame. She was that nutritionist that was on Johnny Carson every once in a while. Yeah, I mean, I've discovered these new frozen vegetables. All you do is pop them in the microwave in the bag for 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Broccoli, Brussels sprouts on tap.
Yeah, but you know what happens? I saw a thing. There's a thing on YouTube where this guy goes through different foods you buy at this market.
Yeah.
And what's good for you and what's not. Do you know what the worst ice cream is?
Vanilla.
No. Forget about flavors. Brand.
Oh, I don't know.
Breyers.
I was gonna say that or Edie's. Yeah.
Well, Breyers has all kinds of processed foods and stuff, and they remove stuff, and they put in vitamins, and they put in there's some things I can't even remember now that you just wouldn't imagine anybody would put in food.
You know what they have though that is great is buttercream.
Yeah, but it's not good for you because it's not really ice cream. It's processed so that it tastes like ice cream, and so it tastes good, and it's addictive. But you know what the best ice cream is? And I was amazed when they said it because I always thought it was, it's a brand that's been out there for years, and it's a company that mass processes. They said the best ice cream that has most of the stuff in it is real.
It's Haagen-Dazs?
Yes.
Is it? Oh, right. Yay. Because I know my ice creams pretty much.
And I would say, if you said, is Haagen-Dazs one of the... No, I'd go, that's got to be horrible for you. No, Haagen-Dazs is the best. They still maintain the same flavors and the cream and things like that they always did. Where all the other people, they do it so it'll stay on the shelf longer.
Yeah. And if you'll notice when you go reach for what used to be a half-gallon carton and it's now 1.75 liters with the same shape. And next time you reach for one of those, look and see ice cream versus artificially flavored frozen.
Oh, frozen dessert. Yeah. That at least they're being honest.
Right, which is good. Yeah.
But, Breyer says they're ice cream, and they are ice cream because they have a certain amount of butter fat that the government says constitutes ice cream.
Oh, is that
But they have just that amount.
Yeah.
Not more.
It's just made it to the finish line.
And then all these things, they add stuff to it and everything so it will stay on the shelf longer.
Yeah.
And so it won't go bad. Yeah. And that's terrible because what they're doing is they're sucking out all the nutrition.
Yeah, I mean, any degree of processing sucks out nutrition. Yeah. But you know what is a good ice cream that we have here in the South is Mayfield. And it's not priced like a premium ice cream. And they go on sale all the time. Mayfield. Do you remember Seal Test?
Yes.
Seal Test ice cream? Me too.
Yeah. But I think that they said that the best overall ice cream is the stuff you will get at a creamery where they make it.
Yeah.
That they're not adding anything into it. They're not going for shelf life because they're selling it right there in the store.
Right. And you can also get milk straight from the cow at some of those places where if you sit it down, the cream, it separates.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Well,
my cousins.
that was homogenization
Is
that
that what
made
it
it
is?
so that it didn't. It's not that it's a chemical or anything. They just hard press it through a thing so that it homogenizes and stays together.
Okay, because
Okay.
my cousins had cows,
But
and
you
I
remember, a lot of people remember this. I hardly remember it. But when you got milk,
Mhm.
you as a kid, you would take, there was a little there was a little cardboard round thing on the top, right?
yeah,
You remember?
I
A-
you have to pop it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, because that was the cream that rose to the top,
Ooh, so your first taste.
you licked the thing. And
Yeah,
then you put the thing in and you shook it like crazy and you homogenized it yourself. But
I didn't know that. I mean, it makes sense, homogenize, but
now
yeah,
pasteurization is something else.
is it to take out all the Louis Pasteur take out the.
Well, there was a disease associated with milk.
Mhm.
And what he did is he simply found that if you boiled it and then put it in the freezer or the refrigerator, you would have killed all those
Bacteria.
bacteria.
Yeah, was it called listeria? Was that
I
the
think it
disease?
was. I can't
Yeah.
remember what the exact disease was, but you just didn't drink milk, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
then the milk has a huge lobby. The milk producers have a really strong lobby, where they can like lactase. Do you avoid lactose?
no, I'm not lactose intolerant.
Yeah, I
I just
am.
fart a lot. Yeah.
A little flatulence between
Well,
friends.
I don't drink that much milk or do that many milk products, so
Yeah.
except for ice cream, maybe.
Yeah, well, I was a dyed in the wall half and half person with my coffee, but now I go with lactate, full fat milk, and
Yeah.
it's
Well, I mean,
yeah,
it's fine. It's if even if you're not lactose intolerant, why get the lactose if you don't have to?
exactly because it can cause you issues,
Yeah,
stomach.
yeah. Because should I make this admission? The last couple of days, I've been farting like crazy.
You know,
I
and
am, ladies and gentlemen, I am an old fart.
you used to. I got this off you, an old gas passer.
The
I
old
never
gas
heard it.
passer, yeah. So anyway, yesterday I farted, and it was so bad that Marjorie instantaneously got out of the bed and went to the other side of the room.
Yeah, I must
So
escape.
what I decided, what I used to take, and I haven't been taking them. But wait a minute, let me show you what I'm
A
reaching for here.
supplement.
Here we
Oh,
go.
oh, Gas X.
No, no.
Oh,
If you do this, you probably won't fart as much, and you will have less stomach problems. What was the thing I had? It's a thing where you
acid reflux.
no. It's oh God, I can't remember anything anymore.
That's
It's
what
time for
Google's
me to
for.
stop doing this.
No. Just
Anyway.
because we did
What was
radio
it?
before
What
there
was it?
Google.
I had a problem, and it was gas related and stomach related, and I had stomach problems. Well, anyway, I took a pill that turns out it costs $2,000 a bottle for a 30-day
A bottle?
supply.
I thought you were going to say for
And it
pill.
went up to that. All of a sudden, one day I turned around and it was 2,000. I mean, it was 300 last week.
Yeah, which was
You know.
outrageous enough.
And so I couldn't do anything. So I was at the store, and I don't know, Costco, and they had this.
Yeah, digestive. Oh, is that acidophilus?
No,
Okay,
this
probiotic.
is probiotics.
Yeah.
I suddenly started doing this, and all my stomach problems went away.
Yay, this is nice because
They
you don't
went
notice.
away.
You kind of learn to deal with them, but when you take something and they go away, it's like woo, the skies part. There's a
Yeah,
choir.
but this was amazing to me because it's what? How much is it? It's like $20 at the Costco,
Uh-huh.
and you take 3 of these a day. They're gummies, and I found I was just taking them just for the hell of it, and all of a sudden I noticed my stomach problems went away.
Which, yeah, it's
And
nice.
then I asked the doctor, my gastroenterologist, I said, I think I solved the problem. Instead of this $2,000 a month pill, which took care of it for a while,
Yeah.
I said, I started taking probiotics. Oh, he says, oh, that'll work. I said, well, why
Yeah.
didn't you tell me in the first place?
Right.
Because this is like $20 versus 2,000.
Right. Because the medical community likes to, protect their domain, which
I'm
prescriptions
trying
are
to remember
for.
the stomach problem I had, what the name of it was. It was, I don't know.
Well, you know what? This is when we were working together in 1988. I had a kidney stone. And
Oh God, those are
oh, God,
terrible.
the worst. And they
I,
prescribed me. I can remember it was a Friday right before your shows at the Frost Amphitheater.
uh,
The thing I noticed was my instep hurt really bad, and it was a shooting pain up my leg. Well, I got home and tried to pee, and it was like freaky yellow. And so I quickly.
what do you
I
mean
did
freaky yellow? They're usually yellow, aren't they?
that. Well, but this was freaky yellow.
This was
And
like neon.
yeah,
Yeah,
and you
okay.
could tell the kidneys are
By the
taking
way,
the day
folks,
off.
you can turn this off if you want to, folks.
Yeah, we
because
won't gross you out.
No,
you know,
but they don't. Maybe they don't like hearing about our gastro problems. So,
Oh,
but go
okay.
ahead. Go ahead.
But anyway, they gave me a high octane antibiotic, which wipes out all the flora and fauna
In your
and,
yeah.
Sherwood Forest in your intestines. But that, because they're clear, is a big invite for yeast. Yeast. And I had never had a complexion problem. And all of a sudden, in the week ensuing, I had zits big time.
Oh God.
But this was before the internet, when you couldn't just look up what it was. So I went to health food stores, told them the story, and they said, what you need is a probiotic. The
Yeah.
one that's most popular is acidophilus.
Yeah.
And it was the acidophilus liquid in a brown bottle, and I just drank that like a maniac.
Well, I don't know what this is. This is probiotics, and
Yeah.
it's got to be maybe acidophilus, but let me see here.
Acidophilus was old school, and the pills didn't work, but the liquid did for me.
Bacillus coagulans or something. And that's what it is, the probiotic.
If you love Badlands, you'll
Yeah.
like coagulants.
But I just took these, and about 2 weeks later, I suddenly noticed I didn't have my problems anymore.
Yeah, I'm a big
Yeah.
believer in probiotics. And I don't. Then some you can get milk now that's fortified with it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to tell people what to do for medically. I don't like to do that. But I would say that if you've got stomach problems, like you're farting a lot, you got diarrhea. There's the D version, and there is the part where you get what is it when you can't poop because you're
Constipation.
So there's C and there's D, and they're the two versions. I'm trying to remember. It's.
Well, that was the acidophilus helped with that as well.
Yeah. So you can if you have. I had I think D, because I was going to the bathroom and just evacuating. So I took this stuff and it goodbye. Diarrhea went away. Everything went away.
Yeah, because
And
I was confounded. Why is causing this acne? And it was the yeast. Yeast is a troublemaker. And
women seem to have more of a problem with yeast than guys do.
yeah, that's because look what's all going on down there.
Yeah.
You got your, you got to go them.
Well, you got this nice big little kind of thing there that's
area.
yeah, it gets infected. It gets all kinds of things, and so on. I wonder what people did back in the 1800s when they didn't have all this medicine. How did they get rid of a yeast infection?
Right. And how did they even know? I mean, supposedly you can see it if you're a woman on your tutu, but
is that what you call it? The tutu?
I don't really nickname
something. You can call it anything. We'll know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
It's in my mahaha. Oh, okay. Right. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't think we can do that with our penis, though. Let me see here.
Oh, gosh. You guys give them proper names, like my Davy Crockett,
I didn't have a name for mine.
No?
No.
How about very active action?
It was my penis. That was it. You know, I
Yeah,
didn't
your
have a
penis
name
was an
for it.
action
I
hero.
mean, guys do have names for them. Hey, Bob, how you doing? Well, you know.
And what is very off-putting is when you're sleeping with someone and they refer to their penis as a being. You know, like, oh, now kiss him. No, no.
Kiss him.
Yeah,
Kiss.
yeah,
I think
no.
I just called it it. Kiss it.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah. More direct.
Make it
Kiss
trick.
it.
Make it do stunts.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. You know. But I mean, I never named mine.
Well,
I guess I didn't feel I had a personal relationship to my penis.
oh my gosh, if you didn't, who did?
Although it did become part of my identity. But you know.
Yes. Yes,
And now
because-
in my older years, there's nothing going on down there.
yeah.
You know, because of all the radiation thing really just stomped it right out.
Yeah. Boom.
In fact,
Cut.
tomorrow I go to my urologist for my 5th year checkup.
For your cancer to say it's in remission, don't worry about it.
Well, it's been nothing. I have zero. The PSA, they have the PSA test they give you. I have zero PSA.
Yeah. when
I
the
have
markers are
zero
good.
action down there too, but you know.
Yeah, well, and I think people know enough about like erectile whatever, and they can tell when it's coming on. So in America,
ED, they always give them initials. Is it
ED.
ED?
so they can advertise it.
Do you have
without
ED?
people going,
Oh, really?
Mm.
Oh, yeah. There's what's the one for the penis that bends?
Peyronie's disease,
Peyronie's disease.
which is the Amazon logo. Look at it.
Well, yes, you're right.
I know.
No, I mean, I've often felt it looked like a penis. It made no, it didn't really dissuade
Denied.
you from believing that.
Right.
But I never thought about it as Peyronie's.
Oh, I couldn't believe more people hadn't noticed it because I'm just like, are you people looking every time you order Amazon? Wow.
I think they felt that, you know, in advertising, if you have a certain sexual symbolism, in fact, there was a guy by the name of S.I. Hayakawa who wrote a treatise on this at San Francisco State University. He became the head of the university at one point, very hated, but he wrote this thing called the sexual symbolism
Yeah.
of American advertising, stating that American advertising used subliminal sexual
Yeah.
symbolism.
I studied it similar in college. It was called subliminal seduction.
Yeah, and it was subliminal advertising, and you didn't know why you liked the product, but gosh, their logo looked like a penis.
Yes.
Now I got the best one that I ever came up with. It's not really a sexual symbolism, but it's a weird kind of thing. You ever look at the FedEx logo?
I haven't. I just take it for granted. I don't think I've ever.
Have you ever seen the arrow in the
Is it-
FedEx logo? No.
Is Mr. Perky-
If you look when they get to where do they get it? FedEx. When you get to the X, there's a space between the E and the X, and it's an arrow.
Oh, or a
And
penis.
so you get this feeling, no, not penis. This isn't sexual symbolism. You get the feeling that, hey, I'm going to send myself by FedEx. I wonder why I feel that they really go there. You know?
Oh yeah.
There,
Yeah.
if you look, it's kind of hard to see because your mind doesn't look at it that way. But now, every time I look at the FedEx logo, I see the arrow.
Yeah, because it's associated with gumption and go go go.
Yeah, and this is a business that sends stuff places, and
Sure.
it goes.
Yeah.
So-
See, I almost got into advertising when I was in college, but I thought if I do that, I am going to be so jaded. But I thought I'd make a lot of money because my mind works that way. But I would have been so jaded by the age of 30. I would have been.
Well, I
used-
got to tell you, I was at one point, J. Walter Thompson, which was one of the biggest advertising agencies, came to me and wanted to hire me because I was doing ads for this local radio station up in Sacramento, and they were. I literally created advertising programs, advertising things
Copy.
for advertisers. I would write copy, and then they would stay with the radio station because it was so good.
Right.
And I wrote a lot of these things. I especially had one for a bank. It was a Chinese bank. And, how do you push it? How do you. And I said, well, let me look at your stuff. And they sent me one of their checkbooks. And it was red because they were Chinese.
Yeah.
And so I started a campaign. There goes the man with the red checkbook.
That's great. Yeah.
And they loved it at J. Walter Thompson. And they wanted to hire me to go into the the ad business. I turned it down.
Oh, Ben, no.
I turned it down because I liked radio.
Oh, I love radio.
I love radio.
It would be hard to
I think where you and I always kind of meshed was that we're two people that absolutely love radio.
Yep, I think so. I think you're right.
And so the question begs the question, how sad are you that it's going away?
Well, I think like any creative industry or occupation, what you do is look for the way to pursue what you love with the changes, within the context of the changes you see. And, sometimes you might have to just do it on your own.
I think, that I wouldn't be happy just doing a podcast. I mean, I am now. It's all I have.
Yeah, right.
But being happy doing a podcast, you don't have that same feedback from an audience.
That's true. No phone calls.
Well, it's a slow feedback.
Yeah.
Okay. In other words, 1,000 more people looked at my video.
Yeah.
Today, but it's not like, hey, I just got 20,000 people. I mean, we used to have 20,000 people listen to us in San Francisco in the morning.
Yeah.
And you know that, and you feel that, and you play to that. And that's radio, not the stuff they call podcasts.
Yeah.
And plus they proved anybody can do a podcast, for crying out loud.
Yeah,
you got to be an idiot.
Anybody with an opposable thumb.
What?
With anybody with an opposable thumb and a blue microphone.
Yeah. I mean, and some of them are big. They were really big.
Maron's, for instance, yeah, was huge. Mark Maron.
Mark Maron, yeah.
WTF.
Yeah, he quit doing it.
I know. Yeah, I wonder. Well, I think he and I had loggerheads when he would be on the show.
Oh, you hated him. You hated him.
I did not like him, and he didn't like me. And I think it's because we were both drinking at the time. We were kind of.
Well, he said. I remember you said to him. He said, "I'm going down to L.A. tomorrow." And says, "I guess you're going down there because there are people down there you haven't used yet." You said that to him. And I'm sitting there going, "Wow, this guy's a guest on my show, Lori."
Because he had that kind of ambition that occasionally veers into opportunism, which is like a seamy ambition.
Well, I've told this story, I think, to you and anybody who'll listen to it, that Sam Kinison so hated Mark Maron. Mark Maron stayed at the Comedy Store house, which was on the hill above the Comedy Store.
The Mitzi Shore Inn.
The Mitzi Shore Inn, right. And he so hated Mark Maron that one day he peed in his bed. all over it. And the other thing, and one thing he did, and I was reminded of this because Marjorie and I were watching The Godfather, and we were watching part 2, and I said, when Mark Maron one day had an interaction with the Kinison, and as Kinison walked away, he looked at a friend of his next to him and said, "I want nothing to happen to him unless my mother dies."
That's Fredo. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that because it was a Fredo reference. But he hated Mark Maron. God, did he hate him.
Well, he might have, since as a Midwesterner, and Sam was a Midwesterner, we grew up 40 miles from each other.
Really?
And, as you get to develop.
You liked Sam, didn't you?
Oh, I love Sam.
Sam was a good guy.
He was a great guy. And there's a very strong chance that I might have seen him preach in the early 70s at a camp meeting, at a tent meeting,
Wow.
because we're from the same
Well,
area.
because he was a kid preacher.
Right, kid preacher. Yeah, there's a very strong chance, because I remember kind of a stocky kid preacher that came to our church once. They occasionally do that. The Assembly of God will have guest preachers.
Yeah.
And I remember that very clearly.
It could have very easily been him.
I think.
In fact, do people ever listen to Kinison? And a lot of people now, I'm saying Sam Kinison, and you're going, who?
Oh, he was.
You know, but Sam in his act screamed. He kind of shouted. And it was a gospel shout. It was, yeah.
That he borrowed, I think, a lot from from Pentecostal sermons.
You know, I mean, he never quite. I think there's part of him that never could quite get rid of that upbringing.
Well, because a lot of times I saw him at Wolfgang's, and what he did was tell stories from the New Testament and in modern parlance and satirical parlance.
Wasn't it fun that you and I wound up working at Wolfgang's a couple of weeks ago?
I know. That was
Cobb's Comedy Club is the former Wolfgang's.
Yeah, and did it used to be Bimbo's at one point?
No, Bimbo's up the street. It's still Bimbo's is still there. What it used to be before it was Wolfgang's, it was I can't remember.
The boarding house.
The boarding house. The boarding house. Yeah. And then when I did Comedy Tonight, it wasn't yet Wolfgang's. It was, the boarding house.
So the boarding house?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a website I really like called San Francisco Remembered, and it has questions just like this. What was Wolfgang's before it was, and people will, chime in. It's a really fun romp down San Francisco way.
But Sam was a good guy, just a really good guy. I mean, he was a good guy to me. If he didn't like you, he peed in your bed.
Right.
I mean, but he was.
That's where we lived.
And I remember that I had a real problem because I liked Sam, and the gay community didn't.
No, in fact, you stormed out of this meeting.
Well, they had a meeting because I got on the air and I said, I like Sam Kinison. I think Sam Kinison's good. And I said I didn't think he was what is when you don't
politically
like gays?
correct?
Well, no, you don't like gays. Homophobic. I said I didn't think he was homophobic. I think he just liked to make fun of people.
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody. So the gay community was glad came and wanted to have a meeting with the station and me and so on to complain about what was happening on my show with me defending that homophobic guy Sam Kinison.
Right.
And we went into this meeting and you were there.
The program director. Yeah,
with the program director, with the general manager Ed Cramp, and you and I. And they came in and they were sitting on the other side of the table.
Right.
And then they had their little tape recorder.
Yep.
And they started playing bits and pieces of Sam's act.
Totally out of context.
But that they considered homophobic.
Yeah.
And this really got to me because with comedy, you got to know what went on before he said that and after he said that. Because usually the joke is after that.
Yeah.
And I got so mad at this. I just got up. I said, you guys are just like people back in the McCarthy era. You're just, you're horrible, and I'm not going to put up with this kind of thing because you're quoting this guy out of context, and you're coming after me, and you're coming after my radio station, and all I did was defend this guy. Can't I have the way I feel? And I got up, and you
did.
I slammed the door behind me.
Right.
And I'm told by people in the room, and you were still there, that you all gasped.
Yeah, you made an exit, and there was a reaction because you called them fascists too. And
I called them fascist, yeah. And they were, just because they were gay, just because there was even AIDS going on at the time.
Yeah,
didn't mean they were any less fascist.
Right,
you know.
Yeah, and plus, then you left, and the program director and I, wonderful guy named Richard Sands, and we were sitting next to each other, and they played and we knew what came before and what came after when they played this tape.
By the way, what was really funny is the general manager and the program director were doing everything they could to stifle laughing when they were playing these clips.
We had to put the lid on it.
I mean, I looked at our Ed Cramp, our general manager, and he was going.
I know.
Yeah.
It was. Because I thought Sam was just bitingly, hilariously satirical.
I've never heard from you. How did they react? How did the glad people react when I walked out like that?
Well, we wanted to ameliorate the whole situation, their angst. And so we sat there. We continued to sit there, and we heard them out. So they couldn't say, in the press. And then the meeting was cut short because Alex Bennett stormed out.
Yeah.
We decided to stay. I mean, we didn't confer, but we stayed.
Yeah. Well, what I was doing, I was living up to my Alex Bennett reputation.
Right.
Yeah.
You had a persona to protect.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they knew they had to deal with that.
Yeah.
And I think they came to a I guess the station said they were going to do something for them or something.
Well, we added a program on gay and lesbian.
Gay and lesbian program, yeah.
Yeah, so it was hosted by a guy named Ken, I think, and it aired on Sunday mornings, and it was it was sparked by that interaction with GLAAD.
Yeah, but then later on, I think I did some kind of thing where I was going to make money for doing something. I mean, there was a prize. It was like if I could lose so many pounds or do so many things at a gym that they had. And they were going to give me $5,000 if I could do it. So what I decided, I gave $2,500 to GLAAD.
Yeah.
And they were amazed. Alex Bennett gave us $2,500. Yeah, I gave you $2,500. And I gave another $2,500 to Meals on Wheels.
Which served a lot of AIDS patients.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, I was loved by them.
Yeah.
We
turned that. You did. We turned that situation around as a station, and then Live 105. I don't know if it was probably not because of that, but Live 105 was known as a very gay tolerant, gay accepting.
Well, the thing that made me mad. Okay, we're running way over. I don't care. I like talking to you. Anyway, I just didn't like the fact that I was always very gay positive.
Yes, always.
Always.
We had gay comics on.
I was the first guy in San Francisco at a radio program with comics on it. They used to make jokes about AIDS. And one day I saw a guy on television who had AIDS. I said, "That's not funny."
No.
Excuse me. I don't know why I'm coughing.
Yeah, because the word AIDS popped up when we were there in the late.
Oh, they make all kinds of jokes.
Yeah.
I mean, there was only one, as I always said, there was only one joke.
I remember. I think I know what you're going to say.
The AIDS joke that I would allow.
Yeah. And was it the one about?
How do you tell your mother? How do you tell your parents that you've got AIDS?
Because the hard part is convincing them
that you're not Haitian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Anyway. So I told all the comics no more jokes about AIDS. I said it's not funny.
It's just
I just can't see after I saw how pathetic somebody was with it. I just didn't find anything funny about it.
Yeah, it would have been like mocking the Tylenol scare, which struck all.
And I said, strata. In addition, the main reason why you're making fun of AIDS is not because it's AIDS, but because gays get it. And you're making fun of gays, and there's nothing funny about being, there's something funny about gays, but there's nothing funny about being, gay. And I felt that tolerance and a lot of them got mad at me. They said, I can't do any more AIDS jokes. I said, no, it's just not funny.
And the irony was that one of the very good comedians, Warren Thomas, died of AIDS.
Died of AIDS. Well, we think he died of AIDS. We don't know exactly in the end, but he had AIDS,
Yeah.
He got down to like one T cell. I mean, it was terrible. And then they started coming out with all the cocktails,
Yes.
and that
Yes.
saved his life. And he
Yeah.
moved here to New York, and I was hanging out with him a lot. And all of a sudden, I didn't hear from him anymore. And one day, they found him dead in his apartment.
Yeah, because he and Warren had a live fast, die young lifestyle, in so many ways.
Not that fast, though. You know,
Yeah.
he didn't deserve it. He literally, I mean, he was down to one T cell, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden, here come the cocktails, and it saved his life.
There's I think Armistead Maupin wrote many books about the gay experience, and he said that's called a cocktail divorce, when two people who got together because they'd been together a long time, and one or both of them came down with AIDS. Then they introduced the cocktail, and they stayed together because of that, or that was one reason they stayed together.
Mhm.
Then the cocktail divorce came along, and then all of a sudden they didn't feel that obligation.
Well, actually, it's funny because if I talk to gays today about the cocktail, they hardly know what I'm talking about. But it saved lives, just like the polio vaccine prevented polio.
Yeah,
You know,
and
they came up with this cocktail of drugs that I think already existed that somehow ameliorated the disease.
yeah, there was a synergy in those drugs coming together.
Yeah, and I really, what a step forward that was. But to gays out there today, all they know is if they get AIDS, they take a pill, and it keeps them from having symptoms. You know,
Yeah.
that's it.
If you want to read a really good book about the AIDS onset and how it affected the gay community, and the band played on,
Yeah, that's a book by
Randy Schultz.
Randy Schultz, who used to be on my show all the time.
Yeah.
That's how gay positive I was. Randy Schultz, who wrote that, and he had AIDS.
No, that's right. He eventually, I think, died of complications of AIDS.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as he put it, the book paid for my
The
house.
book is all about, oh boy, we're really running over. I'm sorry, guys, if you want to just stay with us here because this is important. This is an important piece of information. I promise you we'll bring it to a close, okay? That in his book, the gay community kind of hated him for that book. And
Yeah,
it was all about AIDS and about the politics of AIDS.
Right.
It seemed as though, and here's the story, that in San Francisco, when AIDS happened, the people who benefited the most from gays wanting to have sex were the gay bathhouses.
Yes. And yeah,
And
they
that
were,
was, and there was I'm trying to remember the name of the head of health in San Francisco, but he came to the determination that those places were festering pockets of disease,
being
and
extreme-
that he closed them down.
right, and got grief. Major.
Now he got grief in the gay press.
Right.
Why
Bay
do
Area
you, and why
reporter,
do you think the gay press was against him?
advertising?
Because they didn't get advertising from the bathhouses, which were their main advertisers.
Yeah.
And
were
so they
told
went
people-
after this guy and got him thrown out as the
Yeah,
head
I
of the
would look
Department of
at-
Health.
Yeah, because I
I wish I could remember his name because I thought he was very brave.
Yeah, because it was not a popular decision.
Yeah,
At-
and one of the reasons AIDS perpetuated for quite a while was because of the gay press.
Yeah, nobody understood it at all.
Yeah.
And so it was very reactionary.
It was very reactionary. But you're closing down those bathhouses. The guys would go in there and they would have sex with 20 different guys. I mean,
Right.
that isn't going to fester a disease? You kidding me?
Yeah, because they were still open when I got to San Francisco in '84, and then but the guy there was our engineer who was gay, and he was kind of like the leather type, the guy that you never suspect is gay, wasn't effeminate, chunky, and he hooked me up with a couple that would move my furniture when I first got there. And so we had a great day. We had a fun day. I lost an entire box of things on the way from the airport. And when we make another return trip, my swimsuit's hanging from a tree. All of my toiletries were scattered over the road.
Yeah.
But
anyway.
we had a fun day. And then I checked with the engineer. I said, how are David and his friend? And he said, he got AIDS and was dead within 9 months.
Yeah. Those places were just, they were like incubators,
Right. Well,
and so really the AIDS problem was exacerbated by the gay community who didn't want to accept that they had to change their lifestyle.
Very true. Because I remember when we did my furniture that day, they were talking about going to the bathhouses that night. And they were a couple. They like to take a doobie in and then just partake of the smorgasbord.
Anyway, we've done 40 minutes here, and they're going to be mad at me if I don't start taking calls.
Okay.
So we will see you next week.
Okay.
And we'll
sounds
see.
Lovely.
And I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, never ever will a gathering of Lori and I ever exceed a President's State of the Union address, which went on for 2 hours. Jeez almighty.
Man. Yeah, if you don't want to ruffle feathers, which he doesn't care about, obviously, because 2 hours.
Yeah, and that's what we'll be talking about tonight.
Okay.
Hey, listen, I'll see you next week, kiddo.
We will. We'll do it again.
That's her. That's kiddo. That's Lori. Bye.
Now, in its 11th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Lori. And thank you to all the people who sat around and waited here while I went on with her for a long time. But I really, felt that what we were talking about was important. And it's a part of history to us because, she and I lived in San Francisco and we had to deal with this. Okay? Anyway, let me go to the people right now because they probably don't even want to talk to me. They're probably so mad. But anyway, guys, if you'd like to, please let me just bring you in here. I'll admit all. There are only 3 people anyway, so what does it matter? Now, I'm going to do a show again tomorrow night, and I'm... oh, wait a minute. Oh, hold on a second. Wait a minute. Let me look here. Oh, look at Kevin. He's been waiting so long. He fell asleep. Kevin?
Oh, hi, Alex. This was the night that you said you were going to run 45 minutes with Lori. I remember that.
Did I say that? No, I ran 40.
No.
I ran 40.
We were all waiting here for you.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Because we're dedicated. You were talking about the AIDS and the guy that closed the bathhouse. Yeah. Mervyn Silverman was.
Yes, right. Okay. I wanted that, and thank you for bringing up that name.
Yep, no problem.
He just was vilified terribly. And he was.
Oh my God! Finally.
Are you all gonna give me a bad time?
Were you asleep too, Brian?
Waiting for a while.
Well, that's I figured if you put up with it for the president last night, you could put up with it for me tonight.
I didn't put up with his shit either. So.
Yeah,
I didn't put up with the president.
Well, anyway, the whole thing we were talking about with the AIDS in San Francisco, I think, was an important story. You remember when that whole thing happened, or were you there? You were in San Francisco, weren't you, Brian?
No, well, yeah, the Bay Area, and so yeah.
I lost friends to it.
Huh?
I lost friends, 2 gay friends, and about six straight friends to it.
Well, I lost my friend, the comedian.
Warren Thomas.
Warren Thomas. I don't know if I need to tell. Do I have to tell her again?
Who?
Jeez. It doesn't have a slimming effect. I'm telling you right now, Anyway.
You can call me fat. Go ahead.
No, I'm not calling you fat. But you did lose a lot of weight when you were doing that stick it in your stomach thing.
Yeah, the Ozempic, yeah.
Yeah, why'd you stop it?
Oh, no, I didn't stop it, but I had to stop now. Oh, God, I have a colonoscopy coming. Oh, God. So you can't take it or you'll die or something, for the anesthesia. So you have to, stop taking
Well,
it.
just keep taking it and don't do the anesthesia.
You
Charlie
can't.
thinks everything's funny.
Well, anyway,
I've done colonoscopies without anesthesia.
anyway, you were saying you had people who died that you knew, and it was a real problem. They were dying like flies. It was horrible. And I knew Warren Thomas died, and Jim Samuels, who won the San Francisco Comedy Competition, he died.
James Gabbard, who on Channel 20, died of AIDS?
No, he didn't.
No?
No. I think he's still alive.
Nah.
Yes.
Really?
Look it up. He's still alive.
Here we go again.
Oh, God.
Here we go
Jim
again.
Gabbard would hate me for having you say he was dead. I mean, he may have. I don't think he. Well, to begin with, he didn't die of AIDS. That I know.
Okay.
This is like
Ooh, what?
It's like interesting right now.
Really? You
Yeah,
want to see how wrong he can possibly be? Yes. What's the story?
Well, it's got 50 people for James Gabbard, including one that's got a Facebook. Let me put Channel 20
Put
in here.
Jim Gabbard. Jim Gabbard.
Oh.
I.
Yeah. JIMGABBERT. GABBERT, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I remember seeing Warren Thomas a bunch of times at your shows.
Oh God, he was one of the funniest men alive.
He was
Just going nonstop. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I tried to Google one time, and they had only a couple small clips of him on the
Are
internet.
these obscure San Francisco people? Or
Well,
something?
I have a whole thing of him on my Gabnet channel on Roku because he did the one of the Alex Bennett comedy hours.
Oh, yeah,
He
that's
is-
probably the one I see.
He is still alive. Somebody told me years ago that he died. He owned Channel 20, and they saw him in bathhouses all the time.
Well, I used to work for him.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's still alive. He lives in Sausalito, California.
Yes, and he's a wonderful guy, and he put me on Channel 20 as Captain UHF, and I played science fiction films.
Coffee.
Oh, cool,
Channel
Alex.
20.
That's cool.
Yeah,
KOFY TV.
yeah, Coffee TV, and he gave me the job over there, and I went and did it, and people were always coming over to me and how are you, because everybody who worked at Channel 20 was gay, all right, which was fine in those days because, quite frankly, it was hard to get a job if you were gay in those days, and he was hiring. So I went over there and I worked there, and they automatically thought I was gay. And finally, one day I mentioned to somebody that I wasn't, and the next week I didn't have a show anymore.
Wow.
So, I mean, but...
Wow, reverse something or other.
Well, it might have had to do with something else. He had a dog named Cody.
Oh, yeah.
You remember the dog?
I remember he had a dog on like all the time with him, and the dog would be there, and coffee,
Well,
TV,
I
blah,
had
blah, blah, right? The commercials.
I had a rabbit puppet, that was a rabbit, and I'd do him on the show. I'd have him as a puppet, and it was just kind of a playing around with like it was a puppet. And anyway, I'm doing the show one day. And it's a break during the show, and I put my little rabbit down. He's a rabbit hand puppet. Next thing I know, this dog is walking away with him. Mm-hmm. And I run over to him, and I said, "Give me that rabbit back, please." I mean, stupid. It's a puppet, and I'm talking about it like it's a real thing. I said, "Give it back." And the dog kind of looks back at me and growls.
No. The dog stuck up its paw and went like that.
Well, and I said, no, give me back the... And I'm trying to pull the rabbit out of his mouth without ruining the rabbit. And they're saying, don't do that. Jim will get mad if you're telling the dog he can't have the rabbit.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't have a show that week until I managed to get the rabbit away from Cody. So, but anyway, there was a big AIDS epidemic, as you know, in San Francisco especially. And, of course, you know that Jim Gabbert died of it. And I'm glad to hear...
He won the Radio Hall of Fame recently.
Well, you're reading everything. Come on, Alan. There we can do that.
Oh, well, then how come you didn't do it, Brian?
Well, I was about to say he did win the Bay Area Radio Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Not TV or anything. But anyway, a great guy. I always liked him.
I heard he was into tall, skinny guys.
Well, he had guys working on the place all the time, and they were they were shirtless, and they were working around, and they putting in nails and stuff. And I went, this is a great place for, if you're gay, it's a great place to work, So anyway, but I to this day I think very fondly of Jim, and he did right by me,
Okay.
So anyway, but sorry to hear he's dead.
Yeah, did you? I thought you did one of your morning shows in one of the bathhouses before they were closed.
No, I didn't.
I'm kidding.
When did he die? Today or what?
No, he didn't die at all.
He didn't die at all yet.
Oh, well, I don't even know because I wasn't in San Francisco and I don't know. I'm WPLJ, so I don't know.
I don't know.
In New York, they were dying just as quick too.
Sorry.
They were dying quickly in New York too. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I was in New York when they were dying.
But as I said with Lori, there was a book written by Randy Schultz called "And the Band Played On," and it talked about what they call Patient Zero.
And
he was this guy who was the perfect guy to spread a disease because he did two things. He worked for an airline and traveled everywhere around the world, and he was good looking, okay, and guys wanted to have sex with him, and he wanted to have sex with them too. He had AIDS, but he didn't know it because he was asymptomatic. And so that's where AIDS began in America. Okay, and then it moved to New York, as you mentioned.
I think it was in the probably the mid 80s when they came out with a test that would test you if you were positive or negative
for HIV, yeah.
Right, yeah. And then in 1990, Anthony Fauci came up with this drug cocktail.
Yes.
That started saving lives.
Yeah.
They talked about that on the show.
Yeah.
Earlier.
Yeah, but he was, there were a lot of heroes during that period and a lot of terrible people during that period. And I think the worst were the underground newspapers, they called them, but they were kind of gay newspapers in San Francisco that just didn't want to admit that there was such a thing as AIDS because they were going to lose money by having to have these, bathhouses closed down.
Yeah, I remember when Mervyn Silverman, he was the medical director for San Francisco or something like that.
Yeah.
He was a medical doctor, and he said, no, they're spreading it in the bathhouses. And I remember when...
Well, he closed them down.
I know.
He closed them down, and they vilified him.
The interesting thing is there's one or was one or is one or something in Berkeley that everybody just started going to.
Yeah, well, they were all over the place. But
I had friends of mine that went to the one in Berkeley and the one in San Jose when they were closed in San Francisco.
Oh, really?
And which one did you go to?
The same one. That's where I met you at in San Jose.
I'll tell you, I really felt sorry for any of my friends who were gay at that time because, to love somebody and then to not be able to live out that love for them and
A
to be
lot
able
of
to have,
parents,
you
a
know,
lot of parents survive before, their kids. It's supposed to be the other way around.
yeah. But I mean, I just always felt very bad for them because I said, how do you feel about the fact that the very act that you can do that shows your love and your affection for somebody is going to get you killed?
Maybe.
You know, maybe in those days it was
Well,
not.
they've done a lot of studies early on, the
Mhm.
CDC and stuff, and even to this day they still do studies because AIDS is still around. But oral sex was not a good way to contract it, so it was mainly through other ways. I
It
won't.
was anal sex.
Anal.
It was
Okay,
anal, and I argued
anal
this.
sex.
I argued this with the people from GLAAD at one point. I said, you know, when you go around telling people that, well, if you're straight, you can get it too, you're really kind of lying to them because yes, you can get it under extreme circumstances if you're straight, but that's not, being gay is the way because it's an exchange of blood product.
So you remember we had some guy that was president named Ronald Reagan, and
Oh, he was terrible.
he wouldn't talk about AIDS until his fourth and final year.
And he wouldn't admit it
He,
existed.
he and the guy that he had as Surgeon General, C. Everett Koop, told him this is not a gay disease. Straights are going to start getting it and stuff. So the gays learned to use condoms, and the straights didn't. And then it flipped over in the late '80s and early '90s, where the gays were not getting it, and the straight people around the world.
Well, I don't know that many straight people that got it, to be
I know
honest with
four.
you.
Lots of straight
I know
people.
four.
I don't think it was lots. I don't think it was lots because you didn't have the you didn't have the exchange of blood product in normal sexual activity. Okay.
Yeah, but it was just as it was
but
from
there were
what
a
I
lot of
remember.
people-
It's just as much in semen as it is.
Yeah,
So if
and
you
a lot
have
of
Well, I know. I said
Bloodborne, Alex
No, wait a
used to
minute.
say,
Semen
bloodborne.
is a blood product, and then you combine that with rupturing of anal vessels,
Yeah.
and you've got your exchange of blood product.
Where do you think the gays learned how to have sex? By the straights
know
doing
how
it
many-
anally.
Yeah.
Heterosexuals have anal sex? Give me a break.
That's what I just
Well,
said.
no, wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Especially in Texas.
I was talking about not having anal sex. Anal sex was the culprit,
Yeah.
but it was more common among gays than it was among heterosexuals because I know a lot of women that went ouch. Okay,
Most-
so
most-
you
Yeah,
know, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. And I remember, Alex, I remember those times. For some reason, I remember a few chunks of this, and I remember when there were arguments about some women getting it. I remember you, and you may, I don't know if you remember but if I remember, but you used to say that some of those were the gays who were lying in their relationships and then having sex out in the
They were
bathhouse with somebody.
bisexual.
Yeah, and
Bisexual.
then they'd go home and they'd have sex with their wife, anal sex, and then
Yeah.
they would contract
That's
it from
correct.
that way.
That's
And I
correct.
remember hearing that. I remember you just talk a lot about that stuff.
So the
Yeah.
San Francisco Health Department, I just looked it up, is still testing hookers that want to be tested for HIV and other venereal diseases.
Well, they
We're
should.
testing everybody.
Well, my last
Porn
company,
actors
my
now.
last company, we HIV and HCV, all that stuff, and that's all coming from. I mean, Steffi had my old company has in London. They have a thing where you get the doctor's note and you go into the place. You take it's a swab and they put it in the cartridge and they stick it in the tube and the tube goes up and over into the next room where somebody does the test, and within 30 minutes the person gets a text if they have HIV or not. So
Yeah.
it's still there. It's still a big seller for
but
Steffi.
we now have the medicine to ameliorate it. I mean,
Look
we
at
didn't
Magic
ha-
Johnson.
It's like diabetes.
we didn't have
Like
that
that.
then. I mean, I was talking about
Arthur Ashe died of AIDS from
Yes.
blood transfusion.
Yes.
my friend. What's his name?
Warren
Thomas. He wasn't gay. He got it from a blood transfusion
Yes.
at San Francisco General Hospital or City Hospital. Was it just San Francisco General? And because they didn't know to test for AIDS at that time, so the blood supply was he needed a lot of blood transfusion.
If he was a hemophiliac, he could have.
Well, what he had was what's the blood problem, and you got to take lots of blood to solve it. I'm asking you.
Life? I don't know.
No.
He was a hemophiliac?
No, he wasn't a hemophiliac. He had, oh God, what was it
Dialysis.
called?
Anemia? Is that
What?
Dialysis.
Sickle cell anemia,
Oh,
maybe.
sickle cell. Yeah.
Something like he had something that he needed a blood transfusion for. Lots of them, massive amounts, and that was right at the time when they still weren't testing the blood supply.
I don't think they have a
They're
cure
And so
for
he
sickle
got
cell.
it, and he got it big time. I mean, he, as I said to Lori, he was down to 1 T cell, okay? And then they came out with the cocktails, thank God. And it saved his life, you know? And,
Just like any drug, though, it doesn't work on everybody.
well, for the most part, those cocktails did work.
Yes,
I mean, they saved
absolutely.
a lot of lives, you know?
Absolutely.
And
And Anthony Fauci is the person that put that cocktail together. He saved a lot of lives, no matter what the Republicans say about him.
Yeah.
Worldwide, they recognize him as the godfather or the godmother or the whatever of coming up with a drug cocktail
The
to
founding
save people
father
that
of
had
it.
AIDS. It doesn't cure AIDS, but it keeps you alive like insulin does with a diabetic.
yeah. So anyway, it was, you know.
Maintenance, it maintains, right?
Thank you. Maintenance.
Yeah, maintenance. Okay, that's another way of putting
And
it.
like I said, look at Magic Johnson. He's had HIV for how long?
Yep.
Yeah, he never came down with HIV. He never came down with AIDS,
With
full-blown
AIDS.
AIDS.
Right.
He just had, and then by the
HIV.
time,
positive, yeah.
by the time he might have come down with full-blown AIDS, they came out with the cocktails, and that saved his life too. And he's still with us today, you know.
Yeah.
Arthur
Oh,
Ashe
did he
died-
die? Did he die, Alan? Is Magic Johnson still alive?
Yeah, I think he's still alive, but Arthur Ashe is not. He was a
No,
tennis player.
he has died, Arthur Ashe, yes.
Yes. You're amazing. Anyway, that's it was quite a deal.
Well,
Yeah,
it was a
they're
big-
saying
it was-
toilet seats. You can get it from toilet seats.
Oh, they used to think you could in the
Stupid
beginning, yeah,
stuff.
get it from a toilet seat, right?
That's right. It depends on how much sex you have.
Well,
with that
there were a
toilet.
lot of rumors that were going around. You know,
They didn't know really how you got it. It
you,
was,
could,
Well, it was-
you
it was-
couldn't get it from being close to somebody who had it. You know, or if they breathed on you or whatever, you couldn't
Not
get it.
respiratory.
But people
and I
didn't know
remember,
that.
Alex, I was in New York, but in the East Village and stuff, like the Village Voice came out with a big article and there was a big paragraph. Like they knew it was in the blood somehow. And they said, even if the guy making your salad in the restaurant in the back bleeds in the salad and you eat it, you can't get AIDS or something, you know.
It dies
Because
too
some people
quickly
thought,
outside
Well,
the
because
body.
because blood going in through the stomach, the stomach kills a lot of that bacteria.
Right.
The worst way you could get it was by exchanging blood, by somebody bleeding and maybe you bleeding on them or something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's not bacteria, it's a virus, and and they've proven they get somebody with HIV and they poke their finger and they test it and it tests positive for HIV. They put it on a petri dish or something, and a minute later, just being out in the air, it's dead.
Yeah.
That's
You know, Alex-
probably why people that swallowed it, the
Yeah.
semen, did not come down with HIV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Alex-
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Is Alan going to get mad at me? But he mentioned C. Everett Koop. If we put him in the right setting there, I remember him. Alan could, play C. Everett Koop a little bit. With his beard with him.
Well,
Sorry.
he was a smart guy. He told Reagan,
I liked
"Get-
him, C. Everett Koop.
Right, get in front of this because this is not a gay disease. This is going to turn straight." And he was right. And Reagan wouldn't say the word AIDS or anything like that. So we lost, because of Reagan, we lost 4 years of science and trying to cure this thing because of Reagan. It's probably the worst thing he did to this country.
Okay, well,
Or to
let's
the
turn
world.
on to another subject
Right.
because we got to get this out of the way. How many watched the speech last night?
Some of it, not most of it.
You watched it too, Kevin? How about you, Alan?
I watched it until they had the hockey team come out.
Yeah, well, that kind of got to me, the hockey team. Here's the reason it got to me. Okay, here's the reason it got to me. We're going to give the goalie the Congressional Medal of Honor. How many other people are in the Olympics and won gold medals? You know?
That's right. You give the whole team or nobody. And I mean,
either give the whole team or nobody. You're right. Or, you know, the fact that there were people that, you know, were there and they were doing their thing and they were whatever.
right.
And the next thing you know, he's giving it off to this one guy.
I thought it was funny that every time the camera zoomed in on the goalie in the chamber, he was chewing gum.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I'm surprised they let him in there with
Well,
gum,
he could. He was the only one that could chew gum and not have all his teeth come out.
Yeah. Hockey players are famous for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No teeth.
But I mean, I just felt that was wrong. You know, I mean, there are a lot. Weren't there like hundreds of other athletes who participated in the Olympics for America?
Yeah, and then I was surprised that if they gave it to a member of the team, be like, what about the guy who scored the golden goal, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the last goal to win it, you know, in overtime. I mean, but there are people that won multiple individual gold medals.
The thing is, he held off the whole series, so he was, you know, he was the goalie for the whole series, and the big deal was it was 46 years since the Russian goalie, the Russian game. Back then, they weren't giving away medals or anything, but that's the only reason the goalie got it, I think. You know, I couldn't care less either way.
I think Trump wants his medal in exchange.
Yeah, he'd probably give it to him so he can wear it.
Yeah, but the thing
Cash Patel got one for him.
Yeah.
That son of a bitch. That pissed me off there.
Partying with everybody.
Turn up your mic. Turn up your mic a little bit. Would you?
On.
Turn up your mic a little bit, Brian.
Turn it up. Oh, I'm sorry.
Kevin.
A little far away. Sorry.
Yeah.
Kevin, next time, put your name as Brian. I'll put mine as Kevin. Okay. Tomorrow night, if there's a tomorrow night or Friday night.
Well, I'm going to do a show. I've decided I'm going to do a show tomorrow night. I don't know why, but I'm going to do a show tomorrow night. I'll play an old interview or something. I'll make it a short one. Okay.
Thanks.
So I don't get grief from you guys.
But I mean, what if you wrote down what he's gonna say before the whole thingamabob, you know exactly what he's gonna talk about. You know exactly the people who he's gonna showcase and say, look at these people. They're immigrant murder by people. I don't know, whatever. It's the same crap he's saying.
Well, the other thing that bothered me about the speech last night was when he looked over at the Democrats and said, "You guys can't get up."
Yeah.
You know, what kind of people are you? People are terrible.
And he kept saying that side of the room and all that.
They show a side by side. They show Obama talking and saying, you know, I'm going to work with both sides, and we're going to resolve things, and we're going to work together, and You know, they showed some shots of some of the Republicans, and they were like sort of nodding a little bit, you know, at least there, and not being mean or anything. And then they showed Trump, you know, yelling at people and stuff.
It was it was terrible last night, and it was just horrible all the way around. I mean, this guy has no idea what the average American has to go through, how hard it is for them to make ends meet these days because of him, and he just has no sense of it. It's just terrible.
I was at the dentist office today.
What were you saying, Kevin?
I said he lies so much he believes himself.
Right.
Yeah.
I was at the dentist office today, and they had Fox News on. And Fox News did a fact check, and the 4 facts are that Trump said the economy's the best it's ever been. They said that it's the worst it's been in 25 years.
Fox was saying
gas
Fox said
prices
that?
are cheap.
Wait a
You
minute.
gotta come to
Wait a minute.
California
Hold
where
on a
we're
second.
paying-
Fox was saying this?
Yes, yes.
Wow, I didn't hear
Yep.
that when I
They
switched
named
over.
4 of the things he did. The economy, jobless rates, which are super high, go figure, and the economy, the price,
Gas.
the price of gas.
Well, the price of gas, he said that he was in, I don't know,
Ohio.
some state, Ohio or something
Ohio.
like that, and he saw a gas pump that was $1
but
something.
that was in a
Yeah,
museum.
when he went down to get some fuel and a pepperoni stick at the gas station.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
And we don't even have less than $2 a gallon in Texas. That's where oil
Right.
is the cheapest,
That's
where
crazy.
gasoline is the cheapest.
Yeah.
We're paying 4.5 a gallon here.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
the hell was Trump? Yeah.
I got
You,
I just
you
paid
never
for
know
the
the
grocery
economy
gas.
Well,
has
when's
gotten
the
better.
last time this guy ever went to a grocery store?
Right. Yeah.
Probably never in his
Never.
life.
You know, I mean, he's, you know, he doesn't know what the average American is going through. All he knows is what he's going through. And things are fine. Hey, look, things are fine for me. The stock market is doing terrific. But not everybody can be in the stock market, okay? You know, I mean, the idea that all people don't have the same problems or don't have the same problems is ridiculous. You know, and the fact that my stocks have gone up, fine, but that doesn't mean that somebody else's have. You know, because they can't afford them. They can't
That's right.
afford to have them. How about
Average Americans don't have stocks.
the
Don't
price
even
of
have
homes are
401k.
going down? How many people can afford to buy a house?
Now, yeah. It's
If you
really
know,
bad.
and I'll, yeah.
Brian can. He
All,
keeps
all that's,
buying them and
and
selling
I
them.
don't care about the economy, that stuff, because California and the Bay Area, Silicon Valley, does not react to everything that the rest of the U.S. does. So I know this, the gas stuff and the housing and all this stuff.
Nope.
No matter if the housings drop in price, drop $100,000 for whatever price these houses are now, Silicon Valley will still be the same and still climbing. So
Yep.
Yeah. And the stock market has nothing to do with the affordability of things.
My friend that's a realtor told me there's some condos for sale in a place called Camden Village. Don't buy them; they're going to drop 100,000.
Who said that?
A friend of mine's in real estate. He didn't say that. He didn't. I just.
Alan's trying to be funny again. He's got to explain his
Really?
jokes.
Really? And when you have to diagram them, it's not worth telling.
I didn't.
Or when only
diagram
one
it.
person gets the joke on the panel.
Yeah, I didn't even
I
get
got
it.
The person that knows
I
where
just
that
didn't
area
react.
is at.
I know where he is.
And the
Oh.
millions watching.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Alex,
the millions
us-
watching my ass. Anyway, yes,
Alex,
yeah.
he comes up with this fakakta thing, like that you send money, like what is it, Trump.com, and you go and like you start some sort of like a stock, I don't know, some kind of saving. I don't know what
No,
it
no,
was.
no,
for
it-
children.
Every firstborn
Trump
kid
yeah.
gets
Your
$1,000.
kid
Yeah.
gets money.
I bet you send it in and he gets money, right? And you never get anything or something.
No, but
It's a scam, right?
he claims your child, when he gets to be 18,
Yeah.
that money will be worth $100,000.
Yeah, he
And that's
guarantees it.
fine.
Kinda like
But
the
a
old
gallon of
Gerber.
gas will cost
Yeah,
$100,000.
$100,000 by then.
Remember the old Gerber funds? Gerber,
Yeah.
the
Gerber
Yeah.
Baby Fund, yes.
baby fund, yeah.
That's right.
I don't understand how he's able to do all this stuff. I don't understand how he's able to do the tariffs, and now nobody's going to be held accountable. There's this. I just don't understand all this money that's going to his pocket, and
Yep. It's
Hey, you know, the
gone.
best story,
Companies,
the best
a lot
story of
companies are
the,
still-
yeah,
I'm sorry.
but the best
Go ahead.
story of the week was Christy Nome and this boyfriend of hers, Gonzalez, I think.
No.
What was his name?
Corey or Corey?
Corey
something?
Landowski.
Yeah, Landau.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lewandowski.
They took the plane that she has, and they redid the plane so that it has like this big bed in the back.
Oh wow.
Oh,
It's like this sex palace in the back of the plane.
They're the Mile High Club.
Well,
yeah.
wait a minute, but here's the best part of the story. Something went bad, and they had to land the plane. And she left the plane. They went to another plane, and as they were getting on the other plane, she realized she had left her blanket,
Blanky.
her blankie, in the other plane. So they had to go back and get it. And the guy, what's his name again? Landowski? Corey Landowski, fired the pilot.
Oh, wow.
Wait a minute, that's not the end of the story.
Oh, okay.
They suddenly realized now they didn't have a pilot.
Yeah, how
Oh,
is
shit.
it?
So they had to hire him back. I mean, it's the silliest story
That's
of
a
the
Trump
week.
Republican for you. Yeah.
I mean, what do these people think they're getting away with? You know?
Were you going to mention that guy Al Green got in trouble again? I thought that was great.
Well, because he did.
He had his sign again.
Yeah. He had
That Black Americans are not apes or something, and he got thrown out again.
Trump feels.
I love him that he does that. He always gets thrown out, and I love it. It's so great that he pushes the
Racist
buttons.
Asshole.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
what does it do though?
And what's her name? The woman in Minneapolis.
Oh, yeah.
What's her name? Oh
Omar.
God, my mind's.
Omar.
The one that was shot.
Omar?
Yes, that's who.
Yeah.
Omar. She last night she started screaming at him, and I said, "Good for you," because if I were there, I don't know I could hold myself back either. You know.
He's talking about the Democrats ought to be ashamed for not standing. The Republicans ought to be ashamed for not holding Trump liable for all these people that are getting brutalized by.
But the thing was that what she was yelling back was, how can you say this about people? She was yelling all kinds of things, and I don't know if it was getting to him. Today he supposedly made comments about it, but that's probably only because he saw it on TV.
Right.
She
They
said you
should
killed
have
Americans.
Hmm?
She said you killed Americans.
You've killed Americans. You should be ashamed of that, she
Said
said.
it twice, yeah.
Yeah.
She's taking the place of Marjorie Taylor Greene.
What do you mean? Marjorie Taylor Greene's taking the
because
place
she
of Marjorie
yelled
Taylor Greene.
When Biden was doing State of the Union, she stood up and yelled "liar."
Yeah.
Yeah, she was mouthing off then.
Yeah. Well,
She wasn't there last night, was it? Because she was
No,
outside.
no.
No, well, she's resigned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a member of Congress, if you're a member of Congress and you resign, you can go to any of these.
You could go to a State of the Union. Yeah.
Right, anytime. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she didn't wanna go.
Yes. What'd you want to say?
Me?
Yes,
Me?
Charlene.
Oh. So I heard that he had one of the longest speeches, prior, but he topped himself, and this was the longest speech now. He broke his own record.
Ever.
Yeah.
Thank God I didn't waste my time.
Do you know who did short speeches?
6 minutes long.
Who did really short speeches? Our first presidents. Because the nature of the State of the Union had nothing to do with bragging or anything else.
Yeah.
It had to do with just saying, hey, here's what's good, here's what's bad, here's what we need to change. I'm suggesting to you as a Congress that you realize that, because it was assumed, and I saw John Dickerson last night on a Colbert show, and he said in those days, they just felt that the president had an idea of what the whole country was like. And the Congress people really only knew about their own constituency and about the needs of their constituency. So the president would give this speech every year to say, hey, here are some of the problems that people are facing right now. And here are the things we've got to do. And here are the things we should change. And he was, that was the nature of the State of the Union. It wasn't supposed to be this whole thing where you go on. I think Washington took 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
That was it.
Information?
Hmm?
You mean just information?
Information, yes. Data.
Wow.
Data points.
They had data back then?
Yeah.
Huh?
They did. But I mean, it was that's exactly the problem that they had back
Right.
then. They just did it because they wanted the president to tell them what he sees, as being the problems and so on, from his viewpoint. from his view. But
Didn't need to dye his hair orange.
no, and it was terrible. It was terrible last night. I mean, it was just terrible. I mean, it just, it's not supposed to be a happy
Show.
fizzies party for the president.
It's a
Yeah.
show. That was a show last night.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's
He
all he
made
knows.
Melania
And then
stand
he would
up.
stop and he would start with his descriptions of these things that happened. It was a bloody night on the darkest night, and the rain.
Oh, there
was
was some
falling,
blood,
he
and
knew
he
this
talked
big,
about
dramatic bullshit.
blood and guts, and
Yeah.
people are
He was
dying.
on the
and-
edge of death, and here he is tonight, and everybody stand up, and and it's great to recognize him, but quit the bullshit. It's all he does is feed people bullshit.
Well, this happened to this guy, in 90 years ago or something, and they just waited till now to do something about it?
Yeah,
They
he's
gave him
gonna
so
take
much
credit for it.
time.
Yeah. Oh, look
That's
who's
why.
there. Look who's there.
That's the reason
Oh, what is that? You got a Bay Bridge. So
It's
that's
the Golden
Went to the
State Warriors.
Warriors game.
Yeah, we went to a Warriors game a couple weeks ago. So she got a hand.
The three.
there she
Okay,
goes.
you want to say hi? You want to say something?
Three-quarter
Other than
hand.
just. Okay, you want to say something? Anything? Never mind.
Oh boy.
I thought it'd be entertaining for the millions watching, but
Yeah, really? No, it's entertaining for me. I like her. I think you get.
I know
raised
we're
a great
ending the
kid.
show. But did Bill Maher? Did you see Paul Anka on there?
Yeah.
Did you guys talk about that?
No.
He looked pretty good.
He looks
Oh
pretty
God,
good.
I'm so into Polanka.
But you got to ask, how much face work can he
Oh
afford?
yeah, and
Yeah.
tan, I think the tan.
I mean-
actual
There's a whole
tan helped.
documentary. Did you see that, Brian?
Yeah, I saw the documentary. But the thing is that he was looking good, but he can afford to look good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, his clothes are
Yeah.
expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, and I thought he was entertaining.
Yeah,
and the
he-
documentary is a good documentary.
Yeah, I love that thing. He's amazing. He wrote
haven't seen
everything.
Is
He
she-
wrote
haven't seen-
everything.
Yeah, I didn't realize
wait a
that
minute. Adrian plays basketball, doesn't she?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, she made the All-Star team, and they have a tournament this weekend in Redwood City for All-Stars, although they're All-Star teams. And then she goes to near Sacramento, Rockland, past Sacramento, for a big tournament up there for Northern California.
Well, if she wins it, I will give her the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
You hear that? Alex is going to give you something very special if you win.
Yeah.
Cabinet Medal of Honor.
The Cabinet Medal of
The
Honor.
Cabinet Medal of Honor.
Ah,
Not many people have those.
yeah.
Very few.
Very rare. Very rare. But anyway, so, I mean, it was horrible last night. It was embarrassing. And the other thing, I've got a great idea for the Iranians, okay? Here's the deal they should make with the United States. We will not get a nuclear arsenal, okay? If you promise, as your part of the bargain, that if anybody attacks us, you will protect us. Wouldn't that be a good deal to make?
Well,
Except for
Look with that.
Ukraine, they had that deal with us when they gave
Yep.
up their nukes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Well, I guess we can't be trusted, But I've often said, I mean, I don't like the Iranian government, but on the other hand, why shouldn't they be allowed to have a nuclear weapon? Everybody else has one.
Yeah.
And then did you see, they always have these flashbacks. He's such a hypocrite. But they said, oh, we're going to start a war with Iran, Iran, Iraq or something. And he says, because we have a president that cannot negotiate, has no negotiating skills, And then here he is starting more wars.
Oh, wow. Well, anyway, there's a theme song I'm playing, It's been great tonight. This is kind of just a nice night. I don't know what happened to Jeff, but I think whatever happened to Jeff, but we thank him for calling anyway. And now he's, oh God, look at that. Look at that.
No, the
Yeah.
comedian styles of Adrian Neri.
Yeah. Does she dribble?
Yeah, all over her face.
Especially when she sleeps.
Come on, dribble a little bit. Dribble. There you go. There you go. There you go. There she
At least
is.
you said, "Oh shoot," rather than okay.
God. Excuse me.
No,
Don't.
no,
but
no.
On the other hand, don't do it because you're going to wind up breaking everything in the house.
That's a soft basketball. It's like a Nerf ball.
Nerf.
Oh, is it Nerf ball?
Okay, shh.
Well, anyway, I'm getting a little lightheaded and tired, so I got to go. Thank you, Charlie, for joining us tonight, and thanks to Kevin for being here, and for Alan being here, and of course for Brian being here. By the way, Brian, over the weekend we watched every Godfather picture.
Oh shoot! I almost dropped your phone.
Yeah, and when it got to Neri, I went, God, I know him. Anyway, thank you, Kevin, as I said. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Brian. And thank you, Charlene. We really appreciate it. Everybody, you know what you should do? You should give yourself a big wave goodbye, and I'll give a wave goodbye at you. And I've got to find the place where I get me back again. There we go. And there they go tonight, folks. We'll have another show. Well, I will do a show tomorrow night here. So, you know, you can call, and I will play an interview that's short. All right? In the meantime, until tomorrow night, stay tuned for Amy Manuel. She's going to be doing the intersection, and she'll be taking your calls on Zoom, and you can get to her on Zoom by going to gabnet.net, column 3, down at the bottom. Her name is there. Just click on it, and it'll take you to her Zoom. I'll see you tomorrow night, same time, same station in life. In the meantime, as always, if you see her, you know, of course, tell her I love her, okay? Bye-bye, everybody.